Aniracetam 7 days in a row. Coming up. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan. I am your nootropics information experimenter and divulger. Thanks so much for being with me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Check us out on the web, livecortex.com/blog. Big blog for nootropics information. Like us on Facebook, please. Facebook.com/cortexstacks. Lots of good content and specials go there that might not go on the channel here. We got a couple specials on product that I want to run through real quick. Here they are.
Elite level nootropic products.
Number one, we've got a stack. It's a nootropic stack. It is called Cortex. Verbal fluency, focus, motivation, productive drive, speed of processing. That's what it's primarily for. I'm an entrepreneur, and I've been building a previous company when I got into nootropics, and that's when I was like, I finally figured out it's a stack that worked well for me, that I didn't have to go get modafinil or something. I just found a combination of natural ingredients that really cranked my brain up. Turn that into a pre-made stack. It is called Cortex. Buy a bottle at livecortex.com. Coupon code 7 gets you Cortex for $25 right now. For those of you that buy it and love it, buy a bottle now, probably the best time. If you need my help personally, we have a consulting service on nootropics. It's a 40-minute call with me. Buy that at livecortex.com. We just launched Stack List, which is the combination of all of our, probably the best stacks in all of our digital books compiled into one book. It's just stacks. No bullshit, no frills, nothing else. Just a bunch of nootropic stacks. And if you're new to nootropics, buy Smarter, Better, Faster. That's our book we wrote for people that are new, that teaches you basically everything. Okay, so one of the things that I like to do is experiment with certain things. It's like I've experimented with basically every nootropic in the book, and that's what gives us the basis for all the content that we write and talk about and do videos about. But the other thing is like breaking it down a little further. There are many experimentations you can do with nootropics you've already experimented with, and you think there's like no more runway to do other things. And that is like, you could take a particular compound for 7 days straight and see how it affects you. You could take a particular compound for 30 days straight and see how it affects you. We did a video, I think YouTube made us delete it or something because they don't like us talking about modafinil or something because it's a prescription-like compound. But we did do a video quite some time ago based on an experiment that I did, which was 40 days straight on modafinil. And you know what I got from it? Like, I got zero side effects when I came off. I wasn't like depressed or feeling wacky or anything. I was also running and meditating at the time, so I'm sure that helped. But all I got from 40 days straight of modafinil was just like killer productivity and killer performance. It was basically just awesome. So long as I took it before 1 or 2 p.m. in the afternoon, I didn't have any problem sleeping, and it was really pretty cool. Recently, though, I did an experiment where I just took Aniracetam at 700 milligrams, so 300 milligrams of choline bitartrate, every day right around noon. And here are my results. For the first 4 days, my speed of processing, my verbal fluency, my working memory were just completely awesome. Focus capacity, Aniracetam for me is not, it's not the best thing for focus. Like, I'd rather take the Cortex stack for focus, or something like Siltep even, or a few other stacks. Alcar theacrine is good for focus. But Aniracetam speeds things up for me a little much. It really fosters just like signaling in the brain, particularly the AMPA receptor modifying part of it. It just helps the brain to send signals faster. Neurotransmission speeds up. You release a little more acetylcholine from the hippocampus, so your memory works better. And that's kind of it. So like, in terms of my productivity for the first 4 days, and I say that because the latter 3 days it kind of just stopped affecting me quite as much as it did the first 3 days, and that's just because of tolerance, and that's kind of one of the things that happens with a lot of nootropics. I've taken it many times over the years, so kind of that builds up over time. That's why you should cycle it. But for the first, 4 days of taking it, I definitely performed a hell of a lot better in multitasking. Like just engaging in some stuff that took a whole lot of kind of switching between tasks. Like, I'd be editing a video, and then at the same time kind of switching between that and like doing some Facebook marketing, switching between that and like going on Reddit and reading some nootropic subreddit threads to get ideas for content, and then kind of writing out podcasts. We write out some of the podcasts, at least the intro and the format of them all, and then I kind of just go and wing it on the podcasts. And engaging in all that stuff was like so much easier. It was so much easier than regular baselining, because you have to think about it like this, right? This is kind of like where we like to go about kind of the surgical nature of taking nootropics. If you're focused, if your brain is super focused, it is harder to switch between tasks, because by nature you're in a place where the brain's only wanting to focus on one thing, and that's a great place to be if you have one major task to focus on for quite some time. That's kind of one thing. So that and the ability to multitask and switch between a bunch of different things that are 15, 20-minute tasks, but that you need to get done, obviously a different thing, totally different brain state. So you have to learn to kind of use nootropics in a way which induce those brain states for the tasks that you have to engage, okay? The latter 3 days for me, same capacity to multitask. The speed of processing died down a little bit. Working memory died down a little bit, to an extent. And like, I like to measure these things with IQ tests and online memory, recall tests and things of this nature. So I definitely noticed a little dip in some of that stuff. Probably 70% as effective as the first 4 days. The first 4 days, 100% effective in all these areas. Latter 3 days, 70% is effective, and then I just basically cycled off. But I gotta tell you, I didn't run into a whole lot of side effects. I took it lower, earlier in the day. Sometimes if I take Aniracetam later in the day, I wake up 2, 3 in the morning kind of anxious. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there, but there's obviously some mechanism there. That was my experience. I hope that's been helpful. Aniracetam is, it's really one of my favorite racetams for sure. The Bulletproof Guy talks a lot about it. He kind of popularized the usage of it many, many years ago, when I was kind of getting into nootropics or when I was a couple years in. It's just awesome. 700 milligrams of choline source and you're in. Some people can focus better on it. Some people have a hard time focusing on it, and that's kind of my experience with it, okay? But really awesome for working memory, really awesome for stimulating you to want to get motivated to do work. Hope that's been useful. More experiments to come because I'm always running stuff. Thanks so much for watching. Cortex right now, our stack, $25 until November 8th. I know today's Friday, so if you want to get it done, use the coupon code 7. Do that at livecortex.com. Strong stack, powerful stack, basically for everything. Really for focus, but you can multitask too. Verbal fluency is a major benefit from the Cortex stack according to our users. If you're new to nootropics, buy Smarter, Better, Faster. That teaches you everything about nootropics. It's digital. We just launched Stack List, which is just a collection of all of our stacks from all of our digital books. There's no frills. There's no other stuff going on. Nothing about cycling. Just stacks. Just a giant list of stacks. Stack List. And if you need my help personally on anything related to nootropics, buy our consulting service. It's a 40-minute call with me. We can help you figure out stacks that work well for you. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. We're going to run the commercial for Stack List here in a bit so you can see how epic it is. And we'll talk to you next time.